Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my Kronos progression, if you can call it that. Today we are going to be doing some more things on my Cannon Master that used to be my Corsair. For those who missed out on the first part, I decided to drop my Genesis weapon on what used to be my Corsair, which also had used to be my Jet, and we decided to re-liberate and redo this character as a Cannon Master. At the end of the last part, I had some issues with this character, mostly regarding my nodes. And if you can have a look here, my nodes don't look too bad, and I'll explain what happened. The most important thing that happened was this event that we got with the Go West patch, and we have this Maple World tour where they gave us some symbols, some node stones, and some honor. And I got pretty lucky with the node stones I got here. I think I've opened a total of 50 or 60 node stones, and thankfully I managed to get a bunch of the nodes I needed. The way that Cannon Master's nodes work, from my understanding, is that unlike other classes that have typically 6 or 9 skills they need to boost, this class only needed 7. And when I say only, it makes it a little bit tricky because it means that we need 5 trios to get all the 7 skills we need. But that also means that they can basically be anywhere. I didn't have any requirement for them to be in very specific spots, and because I wanted them all to be boosted, I managed to get them in that pile of 50 or 60 that I had. It was kind of ridiculous that I went through all of these. It took about an hour to go through and try to find the right combination, but we got there in the end. And as you can see here at the bottom too, I've disassembled all of my Corsair's old nodes, and thanks to that I had a lot of node shards that pushed all of my boost nodes to where they are right now. Most importantly, those boost nodes are above level 40, and all the skills now have an additional 20% ID, which is pretty awesome. I also managed to push another 5th job skill to level 30 thanks to all the experienced node stones that we get throughout the event. There's still quite a lot of nodes that they're going to give us in both the weeklies and in the daily rewards here, and of course we still have this Maple World tour that I'll be trying to do every single day to get some more nodes. I was pretty worried about the node situation, but thankfully I got pretty lucky with my trios and I managed to get all 5 of the ones I needed. With my nodes sorted out, I wanted to give you guys an update also on the weapon. On stream the other day, I did do some cubing on my weapon, and I settled on this for the time being. It's a little bit gross. It's 3 lines of boss damage. It's not exactly the best line, but it is nice that it's entirely usable. But the issue with my Cannon Master at the moment is that I do have some pretty strong fams. I do have access on this account 3 bossing fams, and that really weakens these boss damage lines on my cannon, so I will probably have to reroll this at some point. It is still 0 stars, so still a lot to do on this arcane weapon, but I think that'll be fine for now. The flame for it also, I managed to hit a tier 6 attack flame with a little bit of boss damage, and that'll be good enough for the time being. Even though I made a bunch of progress, one of the things that is really holding me back is actually my meso. I used a lot of my money to re-roll for my hybrids, as I mentioned on the previous video, and as happy as I am with all these hybrids, this really kinda set me back on one thing that I completely overlooked, and that is my IA. The inner ability for Cannon Master, the top line needs to be attack speed +1. And I don't exactly have it at the moment. You can see here my old IA was just item drop and a little bit of damage and cooldown skip from my Corsair. And I tried to reroll a new one using Miracle Circulators and hit boss damage on this bottom line. And as good as that is, I still definitely prefer attack speed +1. And yeah, I just don't have the money at the moment to reroll with the Miracle Circulators that I've been trying to do. Hopefully in the next reset I'll be able to farm back some money to try to go again for that attack speed +1. Well, that's enough of the random stuff on this account so far. I wanted to go on and do probably the most important thing of this class, and that is my 6th job advancement. I have managed to fill out the 3 original stones they give us, and here are the 6 other stones that they require us to fill out, and I spent a good amount of time just training here in Shangri-La. Thanks to all the boost nodes upgrades, I was able to one-shot in most of the training maps, which is a big relief because when I originally swapped, it was quite painful. So let's go ahead and do my 6th job advancement. This is the first time that I've ever done this on this Jet/Corsair Cannon Master, and I'm pretty excited in all honesty. I cannot believe that I finally have 6th job on this character. I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now, but I'm super excited to be able to play this class with all of the tools available now. Now it's just a matter of, I suppose, learning how to play the class. And for the most part, I'm pretty excited. It looks like Cannon Master has a very unique playstyle. It's a 90-second class, and that's something that I'll have to learn to get used to. Thankfully, I do have some of the special rings required to play the class. I have a Ring of Restraint 3, I also have a weapon jump 4, so I should be able to swap between the 2 rings to be able to play the class to hopefully its fullest potential. And yeah, it will just take some time for us to get used to playing a very different style of class. Now that I have my Hexa unlocked, I can finally do something on my account that I haven't touched yet, which is the High Mountain event. I believe that this High Mountain event, it gives us a good amount of fragments, so this will be a nice mechanic for me to use to try to catch up my character towards getting its 6th job. I'm still probably going to be gated by various factors even if I do High Mountain. For one thing, I know that Soul Erda will be a bit slow to build up at the beginning, but hopefully we'll get this maxed out relatively quickly. I do have a lot of bosses that I need to do to be able to catch up, but right now I'm just really happy that I managed to get my origin skill. This is just an extra bind for me at the moment. I don't know how much damage this does. Hopefully it does an okay amount, but yeah, for now I'm just happy that I have this unlocked and I can start building up my fragments and my Soul Erda. I just remembered I have a bunch of will nodes, and I think I'm just gonna use these. It seems a little bit wasteful, but I don't have any other characters that I play at the moment, and for the same reason I have a lot of these Sarah nodes as well. I believe both my will node and my Sarah node are maxed on this character already. I must have maxed them a while back with experience node stones, but now that I don't actually need them anymore, I can open these nodes. And again, this might look a little bit wasteful, but I genuinely don't play Kronos very often anymore. I'm going to open all these, and I'm going to disassemble all these for node shards. I crafted a bunch of nodes, and I'm getting pretty close to maxing at least 2 of these trios. I have a lot to go. A lot of these are still at level 15. You can see here I have 2 at level 15, 1 node at 17, and these 2 at 23 each. But with that though, I think my character is probably set up well enough to be able to do some bosses. After I do the bosses, I do plan on rolling off of these 3 lines of boss damage because I don't really need them, and definitely prefer 2 lines of attack over 3 lines of boss damage, and we'll see if we can get that after my bosses. So I just finished up my bosses, and I can say with a good degree of certainty, I have no idea what I'm doing. In Darknell, I almost died out. In V-Hiller, it took a long time because I didn't know how to do my damage rotation. It took us 13 minutes when usually it only takes me about 10 minutes to clear the boss. And I even died out of Sea Gloom, so we had to run that twice. I am running with a friend because I wasn't sure that I could clear confidently. All in all, it was a little bit of a disaster, but as I kept doing the bosses, I got more and more used to how to play the class. And I think it was when we got towards the end of Hard Will where I sort of got the gist of the class. At least I remembered to press things correctly off cooldown, sort of, maybe. It was a bit of a disaster. But at the end of the day, I did manage to clear all the bosses we needed to clear. And as a little bit of a bonus, I even got a belt from Hard Lucid, so that was pretty fun. I have sold all the crystals, and I did spend a little bit of money trying again for the attack speed +1 IA. Because I don't have very many things I need to spend money on to upgrade, going for this attack speed +1. It's on the high end of my priorities at the moment. I do have another bill or so I'm about to go buy some more Miracle Circulators and see if we can try to get that attack speed +1 again. So I'm going to go into the cash shop and grab as many Circulators as I can. Unfortunately, in this session, we didn't manage to get the attack speed +1, but that will just have to be something we work on the background. Alternatively, I could have probably have spent my money also trying to reroll my cannon, but it turns out I can do my bosses pretty fine without having proper lines on this. I mean, the boss lines are okay, not ideal, but as I said, as long as I don't have any issues doing my weeklies, I think this is fine. And I think as well, thanks to my new boost nodes, a lot of my dailies have gotten a lot easier, and my main priority now is to be working on my Hexa Matrix. Ideally, I would like to get a lot of these boosts unlocked, and yeah, we'll just have to get there slowly, trying to farm Erda fragments, either from the dailies or from the High Mountain. I think for now though, that'll be it for this character. I know these videos for my Cannon Master are going to be relatively short, because I think the gains are going to come in a little bit at a time, mostly just giving updates on this character at the moment. In the next part, ideally what I would like to do is try to get myself into a Black Mage party to start my liberation process. I have about a week left to try to find somebody to help me out with Black Mage. I'm pretty sure I can contribute at least into a green dot for most parties, but I haven't been on this character for a while, so it's a little bit skeptical whether or not you can even get into blue or green dot for the boss. I think that's alright. As long as we can get started on the liberation process this month, that would be ideal. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the series so far. I look forward to doing more progress on this Cannon Master because honestly it was a lot of fun doing those bosses and dying out. It's just all part of the fun, and it's definitely been enjoyable so far, even though my experiences with this class has been quite limited. If you want to keep updated on this series, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do enjoy the videos, please give it a like. It helps me out a lot. That'll be it for now. Take care guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.